Hey guys, and welcome to this edition of my off-road camper build. This edition, finally bought the awning after months of procrastination and hovering my finger over the buy now button. I finally bought a Darche 270-degree awning, and today we're going to fit it. I've had a Darche swag before. I was pretty impressed with how that was. This is the Mark II Darche awning, which you've got to be a bit careful when you read the reviews. There were some more negative reviews with the Mark I with regard to sealing. They seem to have fixed that up with the Mark II. So time will tell, but it seems to be a good quality fabric, canvas that it's made out of. It does have poles, and the only bane of my existence, I suppose, is that it's come with what looks like 3 poles in here. I'm presuming the rest of the poles fold up onto the underside of the awning wings, but yeah, I've got to store those. So I'll probably build a tube under the camper that I can put these in and a couple of fishing rods. So far I haven't unwrapped it. It's heavy, it's big and it's heavy, and it's a concern because I was after something that didn't weigh that much. I have weighed this, it's 23 kilos on my set of bathroom scales. Add to that some lightweight, what look like aluminium brackets, which look chunky and of reasonable quality, and it's a fair weight to put on the camper. Whilst we were under 600 kilos before with this, now we're not, and by the time we put a mattress in it, again the weight is adding up. We're fitting this awning because it's basically the length of the camper box, and then it folds forward again, and it's probably, as I said, it's probably a little bit bigger than what I wanted. However, this is what you've got to choose from. With the Darche, I also had a more squared off back where it wraps around the back of the camper. A lot of the other awnings that I did look at, and there are a couple that I was quite interested in, they came to a point around the back of the camper, and that's not going to give me the coverage that I want around there with the galley and everything. So Darche it was. And as I said, I had to really jump in and buy it because there just weren't stocks available for the next couple of months. So anyway, fitting this, they give you 3 of these. Fitting this, they give you 3 of these big aluminium brackets, and basically you bolt that to your roof carrier, and this bolts to the side. There's 2 tracks that run along the back of this awning, and you put some bolts in there through here and bolt them through. With mounting these to your roof rack, there's numerous ways you can do it. Darche supply some U-bolts, and with the back 2 mounts, I'll just put this over the top rail with a U-bolt. With the front mount that I've made, I'm going to have to do a custom mount. So what I thought I'll do is I'll mount this up with the 2, and then I can make my custom mount based on what I need here. At this point, let's get this happening, and it'll be interesting to see what it looks like when it's all expanded. today I've had a massive win with regard to the bracket that I thought I'd have to fabricate from scratch. I've actually been able to use the Darche bracket, cut it in half and sandwich it together, and the elongated holes in the bracket are the exact width that I've made the mounting holes in the side of the camper. So massive win, really happy with that. So this is the bracket, and it turned out, if you look at the rear brackets, that all I had to do was to cut the bracket at the bend and sandwich them together. Didn't even have to drill any holes, so it's worked out really well. Got to be happy with that. It is just solid as a rock, and it is not going to go anywhere. So with the awning mounted, and mounted really solid, like it's just not going to go anywhere, I suppose we just open it up. That was so simple to put on, it wasn't funny. Now at each end of this awning there's a really rugged webbing hook here, and there's a strap that's applied for each end, and you attach that to the camper. So with this end, I just need to attach this to one of these tie downs, and the same at this end. I've actually put in a stainless hook here to attach it to. So we pull that out. Again, there's a webbing strap, so we just attach this to there, open it up, and it's up. It is so good. Now we've got 3 poles to put down, and they attach to the awning crossbars, so we just undo that. And then here they just twist, come out and twist back. So there's 3 of those. There's that one, this one, and this one. Now we've got these 3 separate poles. One goes in each end, and that hooks into this hole as such. And again, the base twists, drops down and locks into place. So we'll do that with the other 2 poles. There's one in the corner here, and there's one on the far end. And with that, the awning is up, and it's pretty awesome, to be honest. I can't believe how it's changed the camper. It's gone from this tiny little camper to a nice livable space. There are guy ropes. They're a reasonable grade nylon guy rope with the pegs. They're not the cheapest ones I've seen, but they're not the best either, so I may upgrade to a set of screw-in pegs. Now the awning has zippers all the way along the top for the walls that zip on, and I probably will get the walls, and it's got these webbing hooks for the guy ropes, and there's another one in the middle where if you get heavy rain you can actually pull the middle down and you won't get pooling of water on the roof, and that's pretty important. But yeah, she's a nice awning. I'm very happy with it. It's nicely finished off. These orange highlights are really smart. But it's a fairly solid awning, and my initial issue with the this forward piece and not needing it, it's actually a really nice thing to have, because it gives this room when you open the fridge up. The fridge will be undercover, which is a good thing. These swivel fittings are a really nice piece of aluminium. You can see where your money goes. A lot of the cheaper ones, if you're going to buy a cheaper one, look at places like that and you can see where they've cheapened up. But really chuffed with this. This is good. And you can see at the back that I've got plenty of coverage around the back of the camper, which is something that I was after. I'm so happy with how that's turned out, and after all of that procrastination about is this awning far too big for this camper, it's not. It's actually turned out really well. The coverage at the back of the camper is absolutely superb around the galley area, and at the front with this forward fold, which was my main concerns, it covers the fridge box, and if you're camping you'll have the fridge out a lot, so if it's raining or something, it'll be great. No, really happy. I will get the walls. That gives us a nice cosy retreat out of the weather, and if we're in somewhere that has shore power, the 240 volt, I can actually open the door and put the air conditioning up high, and that'll filter out into the room outside, so it should work out quite well. I was really concerned when I first went into this that I had to have a self-supporting 270 awning without poles, and frankly, after doing a lot of research, the more I looked into it, it was like, oh, but at a certain point of the wind you need to guy rope it down, and it was like, why don't I just get one with poles anyway? The 3 poles that fold down, they're really good. The only thing I have against this is that I've got 3 poles that I have to store somewhere, and I was going to put the tube underneath to put a few fishing rods in anyway, so they'll just fit in that, and I have sourced some really nice ends to put on that tube, so we'll do that video shortly. Really pleased with how it's worked out. It just basically fell on the roof. It was so easy to put up, it wasn't funny, and I thought I'd have a few issues sort of fabricating mounts or the like, but none whatsoever. So you've got to be happy with it when a plan comes together. As I said, the only thing that I can fault the removable poles. As normal with this sort of thing, the guy ropes look okay. You know, a lot of people use the straps now and they may be nicer to use, but the guy ropes look okay. The pegs look like a medium duty type of peg. They're not the really cheap ones, but they're not the screw-in ones either. And as I suggested before, I'll probably go and get some screw-in ones. But all in all of a sudden the camper looks like it's ready to be used, and over the next month I will try and wrap this up completely, and we'll get out there and we'll use it and we'll document what it was like when we do use it. We can't go out of our state at the moment, but there's a lot of places that we can go within the state with this COVID thing. So don't forget, if you're not a subscriber already, hit the subscribe button and you can follow our travels as we go out and use this. So that's it today, guys. As I said, really chuffed with how this has turned out. All of a sudden the camper has just come to life with this awning. It's just amazing what this awning has done. So anyway, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time on my off-road camper build. Bye now.